Building a modern media company has so many different challenges. Today, I'm going to talk about those challenges, how we overcame them, and how you can use those stories to build your media company. My name's Sean Walchef. I own Cali Barbecue and Cali Barbecue Media in San Diego. We've been in business for 18 years on the restaurant side, 8 years on the media side. When I told people that we were launching a media company on top of our restaurant, people laughed in my face. In fact, people still laugh to this day, but we are a profitable media company. We've done over $2 million in brand deals with some of the most recognizable publicly traded companies and startup companies, emerging tech companies in the restaurant space. Let's get into today's topic. So how did we get to the point where we're working with companies like Toast as our primary technology partner, doing shows on YouTube called Family Style, partnering with restaurant influencers? It's a show that we do for Entrepreneur Magazine, having guests like Shaquille O'Neal, Emeril Lagasse, and some of the biggest names in the hospitality business. How do we go to Google's offices in New York City and Chicago and film content? How do we do deals with Amazon? Well, it all started with a crazy belief in storytelling and building a modern media company. These are the challenges that we had to overcome. So the biggest challenge that we had to overcome, number one, was no revenue. No revenue. For 5 years, it was just a podcast. It was just audio. It was just video. It was just written word. It was just a belief that we could create business, technology, and storytelling content for the restaurant space, and that eventually one day it would not only be profitable, but it would result in so many greater opportunities for our business. In the beginning, when we launched that podcast, people laughed, no one listened, and yet we kept on doing it because we knew that restaurant owners like myself were on the internet. I knew that people were on YouTube trying to learn, trying to improve their restaurant. I knew that restaurant owners were listening to podcasts and they just needed good stories to hear. I knew they were on Instagram. That is why we believe so deeply in what we're doing. And finally, once we launched our second show 5 years later, Restaurant Influencers, we went from digital hospitality to restaurant influencers. That's when we got our first brand deal. That's when we had our first brand partner say, we believe in you, Sean. We believe in storytelling. We are going to make an investment in you and helping grow our brand and connect us with more restaurateurs. And that's how we launched Restaurant Influencers. And that brings us to challenge number two. Number two, one of the biggest challenges we had to overcome was, am I a restaurateur or am I a media professional? Back when we launched the podcast, I was still an owner operator and I wore the owner operator like a badge of honor, when in fact I was the worst manager that we had at the restaurant. Every time I was on the schedule, I was trying to do business development. I was trying to do a lot of things that owners should be doing and not doing the hands-on day-to-day operations. When I had my son back in 2017 was actually when I launched our podcast and launched our media company. So I have, for the last 8 years, been building a media company as a father, as a husband, and as a restaurateur. And sometimes there was conflict, trying to figure out, trying to balance, are we filming content? Are we building a restaurant? We were doing both. And by doing both, we learned how to document versus create. We were so good at documenting the process. We didn't need to have big production schedules because we would just take out our phone and start recording. Eventually, we had a media team and we started pre-planning YouTube content, pre-planning podcasts, but you have to start somewhere. You have to have a deep belief that the internet is extremely powerful. It's never been more powerful to connect us, people like us all over the globe. If you're watching this video, I would love to visit your restaurant, no matter where you are on earth. And I would love to show you hands-on how to film within your restaurant, how to launch your own media company within your restaurant. That brings us to challenge number three. Number three challenge is explaining the value of storytelling to your partners. Now, we live in a creator economy. You know people that are really good on Instagram, that are really good on TikTok, that maybe have a big podcast following. Creators have a struggle showing value to their partners so that they can make that creator business an actual business. One of the things that we've learned how to do is understand when somebody's watching a video and they watch this video, and I'm talking about a Toast point of sale system, about why we switched from a legacy system to Toast, and they see that video and they go, Sean, I saw you talking about Toast. Can you tell me more information? That is something that we capture in what we call a digital receipt. That interaction is proof, human proof, that leads to a sale, marketing leading to a sale. How does storytelling work? So many people are focused on metrics that don't matter, vanity metrics. Oh, I can make a viral video. Who cares? If I make a video and no restaurant owner sees that video, that's not good for me and my partners. I want to make sure that our partners are benefiting from a community of like-minded restaurateurs that are tech forward, that are storytellers, that are community builders, and that are working to make an impact. The better you can get at clarifying your message as a media company and as a restaurant, the more business you'll do. We would love for you to be a guest on our show, Rising Tides Live. We do it every Wednesday, every Friday on YouTube and on LinkedIn. You can go to betheshow.media. This is a chance for you to get involved. You've been waiting to get on a podcast. You've been ready to improve your storytelling process. We have a community of like-minded restaurateurs, business owners, technology professionals, and storytellers, content creators. And we want you to be a part of that community. Go to betheshow.media/rising tides and sign up today for free. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm weirdly available on all platforms. Instagram's probably the fastest. Sean P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. We produce lots of shows. We would love to feature you in our shows. We would love to be inside of your restaurant, learn about what you guys are building. I'm weirdly available. If you're building a media company, if you're building restaurants, reach out to me. And as always, stay curious, get involved, and don't be afraid to ask for help.